Альберт Asriyyan, Armenian, Russian, June 28, 1951 to November 28, 2007, was a Soviet-Armenian violinist, composer, arranger, and band leader. Альберт Asriyyan was born in Baku, Azerbaijan SSR on June 28, 1951, to an Armenian family, as the first of 3 children. Albert's father, Mikhail Asriyan, was a circus administrator, and his mother, Servart Karnesian Asriyan, a housewife. Growing up in a tough neighborhood in Baku, Альберт was enrolled in music school at age 7, where he majored in classical violin and classical piano. After graduating from music school with honors at age 15, in 1966 he was accepted to the Azerbaijan State Musical College Asaf Zainali, where he majored in classical violin and piano. During his studies at Zainali, Asriyan developed a love for jazz. Purchasing bootleg copies of jazz greats such as Louis Armstrong, Ella Fitzgerald, Billie Holiday, Dizzy Gillespie, Duke Ellington, and performing at local gigs in youth music group Chaika, English, Seagull, as well as in Volshebny Zvuki, English, Magic Sounds. At the same time, Asriyan picked up the guitar and began studying by listening to Santana. In 1971, Asriyan entered the Baku Academy of Music, majoring in classical violin and minoring in piano/music composition. His talent as a composer and arranger always found use in Conservatory Kapustnik, English, Musical Comedy Club. During his years at the conservatory, Asriyan also played on the conservatory basketball team. He graduated in 1976 and turned professional. After graduating from the conservatory, Asriyan joined the USSR Navy, where he became a part of the orchestra of the Red Banner Caspian Navy as a violinist and guitarist. In 1977 he joined the jazz band of the Philharmonic Society of Baku and the groups Sevgilim, English, Loved One, and AZ Concerts Ashuki, English, Poets in Love. During this time he performed in Azerbaijan and other republics of the Soviet Union. Aside from Soviet music, the groups performed many popular foreign songs such as that of James Brown and Chick Corea, despite controversies and strict disapproval of the music committee. With his friends and colleagues Elkhan Shikaliyev, saxophonist/composer/arranger/vocalist, Siyabush Karamidud/keyboards, Rauf Sultanat bass, Ramin Sultanat drums, Mukhtar Yakyayev keyboards, Yuri Tagji vocals, Karen Avanesian, entertainer, comedian, actor, and other musicians, Asriyan toured all over the USSR. From 1979 to 1983 he was one of the first violins of Azerbaijan Radio and TV Symphonic Orchestra conducted by Ramaz Melik Aslanov. During this time he also performed with several pop groups and was the band leader of group Bakinsky Devushki, English, Girls of Baku, where in 1979 he met his future wife Iveta Mirzoyan, a singer and guitarist of the girls group. Asriyan and Iveta went on to play together in pop group Mulali. On April 21, 1980, they married and had a daughter, Juliana, in 1983. In 1983 Asriyan became an arranger and keyboard player for the pop/folk group Ashugi. From 1984 to 1989 he was the arranger/keyboarding/violinist/jazz vocalist of the state orchestra Gaya, English, Mountain, conducted by Timur Mirzoyev. Within Gaya formed a rock group Talisman, where Asriyan and his friend Elkhan Shikaliyev wrote and performed most of their compositions. He was the artistic leader of the group up to August 1989. Talisman became a very well-known and successful band, performing at the 12th World Festival of Youth and Students in Moscow 1985. In 1986 Asriyan with Gaya and Talisman traveled to Kabul, Afghanistan to perform for the Soviet troops fighting in the war. The band also performed at major events such as the Rock Panorama of Baku 1988, concert for the USSR government at Republic Concert Hall Lenin Sarai in Baku, the State Central Concert Hall Russia in Moscow, Column Hall of the House of Unions at the Kremlin, as well as all over the country and outside. Asriyan's song Bestebia, English, Without You, to which Iveta wrote the lyrics, was performed at the 1987 International Music Festival in Jermala. The video to his song Kuvshin, English, Vase, directed by Savim Karimova, became one of the first music videos to hit television in Azerbaijan and former USSR. Asriyan's songs were performed on television. Bestedia was performed at the New Year's Eve celebrations of 1987 to 1988 in Baku, and Fakir performed at the Song of the Year annual contest of USSR in Baku, 1987. His song 80,000 Roses was performed by Talisman at concerts and patriotic festivals in memory of World War II. Asriyan was also the composer and performer for Azerbaijan TV show Molodijnaya Estrada, Youth Stage, in 1979 to 1982, and for televised concert of Masters of Arts of Azerbaijan of 1988 to 1989. His song Kopshan was the closing number. In 1989, due to civil conflict in Baku and after several attacks from the Azeri extremists, Asriyan moved with his family to Moscow, with the help of friends, where they lived from 1989 to 1993. Upon invitation of his childhood friend and colleague, composer Boris Vishnevkin, Asriyan became a part of the Jewish group Shadmas and performed all over the former USSR. Together they recorded an album in Moscow. Asriyan performed solo with his own violin show for various events, and performed Armenian folk music with other musicians. On December 25, 1990, Albert and Iveta had their second daughter, Christina. Asriyan applied for entry to the USA with his extended family as refugees. They were granted entry in 1993. On July 13, 1993, Asriyan and family arrived in New York City. Asriyan and his wife began to study English at a local school, and he performed at a local restaurant/club, Kavkaz, Caucasus. Asriyan performed for the Russian-speaking community in the U.S., along with Boka, Boris Davidian, vocalist, Karen Avanesian, comedian, actor, and Igor Mirzoyan, clarinet, when they were visiting the U.S. Asriyan became involved with the Diocese of the Armenian Church of America, volunteering to be the musical entertainment for all church events. As part of the committee of the Russian Armenian church community, Albert directed the musical programs, concerts, and child/adult performances. The youth church group performed at several events, representing Armenian culture at live annual festivals including NYANA New York Association for New Americans, Summer Armenian Festivals in New Rochelle, at St. Nurses Seminary, Penn White, St. Vartan Armenian Cathedral in New York, New York, Holy Martyrs Armenian Church Bayside, Queens, New York, St. Mary Armenian Apostolic Church in New Jersey. Asriyan was awarded certificates of appreciation from the primate, Archbishop Kajak Barsamian. In 1996, Asriyan set up his own entertainment program, Albert's Show Orchestra, consisting of Альберт Асриян, artistic leader, violinist, vocalist, keyboardist, arranger, composer, his wife, Iveta Asriyan, vocalist, songwriter, Robert Toniev, vocalist, keyboardist, Levon Natsakanian, vocalist, Arthur Jezian, guitar, Levi Elisavetsky, vocalist/keyboard, Eduard Kurchakov, saxophone, Isabel Belikonica, vocalist, and other musicians. In 2000, Asriyan's daughters Juliana and Christina, whom Albert had enrolled in music studies since childhood, joined Albert's Show Orchestra. Asriyan was invited to perform at private and public events all over the U.S. He worked at several Russian clubs/restaurants in Brooklyn. In 2000, Asriyan's musical instruments and stage equipment burned in a restaurant fire in Brighton Beach, Brooklyn. The fire destroyed his old Italian handmade violin, on which he had played since youth, and his collection of music recordings, music books, lyrics, and notes. With the help of friends and family, he was able to purchase new instruments, keyboards, violins, and stage equipment, returning to the stage soon after. From 2000, Asriyan worked as a violin and guitar teacher at the International Children's Center for Performing Arts in Brooklyn, New York, as a private teacher, and as a consultant and arranger/composer for a children's string orchestra conducted by his sister Rosanna Akopchan, in New Jersey. Asriyan was also the arranger/songwriter/music consultant for Allegretto Music and Art Studio run by his sister-in-law Ida Melik Mirzakan, with whom he wrote several songs. In 2005, Asriyan and Ida composed a requiem, a moment of silence to the lyrics of his niece Victoria Melik Mirzakan and poetry of Iveta and Ida's father Alexander J. Mirzoyan. The requiem was performed by Iveta, vocals, Igor Mirzoyan, clarinet and Armenian duduk, and Karine Kacharyan, Armenian poetry reading. Artzagank Armenian TV created a video to the requiem which was broadcast nationally. The requiem was dedicated to Ida's son Alexander, who had been killed in an automobile accident at age 20 in 2003. Asriyan enrolled his daughters into multiple music and art schools for music, dance, and the performing arts. Asriyan and Iveta's songs Vezdapad, Russian, English, Star Falls, performed by their daughter Christina, was entered into the Russian-American songwriting competition Moya Pesmita, Russian, English, My Song, broadcast on Russian-American TV station RTVI and Russian Davidson radio station in 2006. Christina was the winner, and 2006 Artist of the Year of the Art Talented Children Competition, Russian. Asriyan accompanied Christina at her solo performance of Summertime, by George Gershwin, at the Merkin Concert Hall at Kaufman Center in New York City, on March 25, 2007. Asriyan and Iveta released several albums of their own music as well as Russian and Armenian music, including violin classics of Albert's show, which were distributed among the Russian-Armenian community in the tri-state area. On November 22, 2007, Asriyan was invited to Davidson radio station program Caravan for their Thanksgiving Day celebration to talk about his life, career, music, and plans. Less than a week from his radio interview, on November 27, 2007, Asriyan became ill and was taken to the Coney Island Hospital in Brooklyn, New York. He died on November 28, 2007, at the age of 56. The New York Daily News published an article about Альберт Асриян on December 7, 2007, reflecting on his life and contribution to music.